Imagine watching one simple creature slowly transform into something completely different in just a few minutes. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll see evolution step by step, like a time-lapse of life itself. Here's the promise: you'll follow one generic, cartoon-like animal across millions of years. Watch it adapt, survive, and change shape. No jargon, just clear visuals and fun science you'll never forget. Ready to time travel? Picture this. You're that little creature in a strange world. No name, no species, just a soft oval body and tiny fins. Danger is everywhere, and the only rule is simple: adapt or disappear. What happens first? We start in a shallow, ancient sea. Our generic animal is tiny, soft, slow. It can barely move. Most of the time, it just drifts. That's bad news when something hungry swims by. Evolution's first task: improve movement. Over many generations, random changes appear. One baby has slightly longer fins, another has a stiffer tail. Most changes do nothing, but a few make swimming easier. Those lucky ones escape danger more often and leave more offspring. Fast forward, fins that helped a little become the new normal. Now our animal glides instead of just drifting. It's still the same basic creature, but its body is better tuned to water. Small advantage, huge impact over time. What's next? Food becomes the next big problem. Floating scraps aren't enough anymore. Some animals randomly develop slightly wider mouths or small soft spikes to grab prey. They catch more food and survive lean times better than others. After countless generations, our animal now has a clearly defined mouth and little grabbing spikes. It isn't just surviving, it's hunting small drifting blobs. Same creature, but with new tools shaped by pressure and chance. But evolution never stops. The water gets murkier, and seeing food becomes harder. Randomly, some offspring have slightly darker eye spots. They detect contrast a bit better. It's a tiny edge that slowly spreads through the population. Over millions of years, those simple eye dots become more precise. Still stylized and simple, but now our animal detects movement and shapes. It can spot both food and danger earlier, giving it better decision power in a changing world. Now comes a major twist. The environment itself changes. Shallow seas retreat, new coastlines appear. Some groups of our animal get trapped in tide pools. Suddenly, surviving a few hours without much water becomes incredibly valuable. Random variation again. A few animals have slightly tougher outer layers that lose water more slowly. Others can wiggle their fins to push toward deeper pools. Those small differences mean life or death in drying puddles. Generation by generation, the ones better at leaving drying spots dominate. Their fins become broader and stronger. Movement across wet ground is still clumsy, but now possible. Our water creature is slowly preparing for land. Eyes adapt again. On land, light is harsher and reflections change. Simple random differences in eye shape and pigment help some animals see better above the waterline. Those that can detect shelter and pools survive more easily. Slowly, our generic creature spends more time near the edge than on wet land. Fins evolve into stubby, supportive limbs. Not perfect legs, just stronger pads that hold its weight for short trips between pools. Same body, new function. Competition rises. On land, there's fresh food and fewer predators at first. But as more animals adapt, the race begins. Some lineages develop faster limb movements. Others get better at digging shallow shelters to avoid drying out. Our focus stays on one main lineage. Same colors, same general shape we began with, just gradually altered fins and eyes. Its limbs grow longer, its posture slightly higher. Each change is small but stacks over huge timescales. Now breathing air becomes crucial. Some descendants evolve better internal structures for taking oxygen from the air instead of water. You won't see organs here, but remember, big evolutionary leaps are often invisible from the outside. As the body gets better at land life, the tail that once helped in swimming becomes less important. Over time, it shrinks. Limbs take over as the main tools for moving, climbing, and exploring new habitats farther from the shore. To find food on land, some groups specialize. A few develop stronger jaws to crush hard plants. Others get sharper, stylized teeth shapes for catching small land prey. Different versions of the same basic animal now fill different roles. Over time, our main lineage becomes a flexible landwalker, able to handle moderate heat, dryness, and basic predators. It's still recognizably the original creature if you compare outlines, but clearly more complex and specialized. Here's a key point. No single animal ever decides to evolve. Each individual is just born with random variations. The environment tests those variations. Helpful traits become common, harmful ones fade away, step by tiny step. New challenges keep appearing. Colder nights, new predators, strange diseases. Our animal's fur-like outer covering thickens in some regions, or changes color patterns to blend with simple background shapes and avoid being spotted. Millions of years later, descendants of this original creature are now spread across different regions. Some live in forests, some in open plains, some near rivers. Each group has its own set of small tweaks shaped by local pressures. What began as one soft, finned oval in the sea is now a whole family of stylized land animals. None of them are perfect, just well-matched to their current world. If the environment changes again, evolution's slow editing continues. So what have we seen? Evolution is not a straight ladder, but a branching tree. Our generic animal didn't plan its journey. Random variation plus natural selection wrote the story, one tiny change at a time over deep time. Next time you see any animal, imagine its ancestors: shapeless swimmers, awkward crawlers, early walkers. Our cartoon creature's journey is a simplified window into that vast history. Evolution is slow, but its results are everywhere. If you enjoyed watching this one simple animal change over time, stick around the channel. We'll dive into more fascinating scientific facts that turn the invisible rules of nature into clear, visual stories you can actually feel.